Hello everybody, welcome to my Excel training with TrainUp. Today's lecture is as usual a continuation of what we usually do 3 days in a week. In today's lecture we are going to see two very important functions which are called count, which has also a similar function called Countif, and also another function known as sum and Sumif and Sumifs. So without further ado, let me take you to the course and share you my Excel data that's prepared for today's lecture. For example, we have a company now which has its database of employees. For example, the employee name is here and the building name is here, the department is here. The department, for example, many people work in the training department, some work in the environmental department, maybe others in accounting and so on. This is the status. Some of them work full-time, some of them work half-time, some of them work contract basis, while some others are hired based on hour. This is the hire date that they were hired, the number of years that they have served, benefit they get, the salary, and the job rating. Now, our aim is twofold. We have two purposes now for this lecture. Number one is we need to count the number of employees who are full-time, who work on a full-time basis. So we are going to see how to do that. So in Excel, in this formula, as is always in Excel, we would always say is equal to before we start any formula. And I will say Countif, or count. Let me start with the one. I'll click here, count. The range is what? The range is here, because this is the column which has the list of employees containing the kind of relationship that they have with the company. Some of them are full-time, the others are half-time, and so on and so forth. So I'll say comma. From this list, from this range, I need the full-time. So I would either write it, or if it is adjacent to the cell that I'm calculating, I would just click here and I would close the bracket and I will say enter. So we don't have any people working as full-time as of now. If I click here, it doesn't show anything. Let me repeat it and know what is it. So let me say count if, open the bracket. Where is our range? Our range is here on the status, comma. What is our criteria? Our criteria is we need to know people who are working as a full-time employees. Click there and close the bracket, enter. Now you see, when you say count, it doesn't bring. I have deliberately brought that to show you that it doesn't work, but we should always add if to the count, so it becomes is equal to count if. Let me repeat it. Enter is equal to count if bracket. We are saying now in English, count if the employees are working in full-time, or count those employees who are working as full-time. Count if, where is the range, where is the data containing what we want. This is what we want, comma. What do you want out of this? We need people who are working as full-time employees. Close the bracket, we say enter. See, now we have 300. Let me make it a bit bigger so I can see. We have 393 employees working as full-time employees. If I double click, you can find out that there are 96 employees working as half-time. I don't need to convert to, insert the formula anew. I can just double click here and it will come. I have 96 employees working as half-time, 198 working as a contract basis, and 54 hourly basis. But we can take the formula into a bit length. So let me delete this. Now our criteria is count the number of employees. Now this is their job rating. We're going to base on this. We'll have two arguments now. So some employees are rated 1 star because they're not good performance, while others are rated 5, best performance. Others are ranked among them, or rated among them 2, 3, and 4. So our aim now is to count the number of employees who work as full-time employees, but they are rated 5. Those who are rated 5. So we'll have another dimension to the argument now, and I will say is equal to count ifs ifs now. We'll have letter S, which is included in the last. Previously it was Countif only, but now it's Countifs. Where is our criteria? Our criteria is status of the employees, comma. What is our criteria now? If they are full-time, comma, but if they are job rating, comma, is equal to 5. Then I will close the bracket. So what we said in English now is count the number of employees who are working as full-time employees, but those who are rated as 5-star, those who are rated 5-star, that was it, inter. So we have 102 employees working as full-time, whose job rating is 5. So I will just double-click, and now we can find out that we can see that we have 19 employees working as half-time, whose job rating is 5-star. What about if you need to know the 4-star employees? I will just simply click and delete the 5 and replace it with 4 and enter. Now we have 79 employees working as full-time employees, which their job rating is 4. Now, we brought this example only for this particular purpose, but we could apply this in other settings also. For example, we are selling different items in different shops, so we could say how many items of this type we are selling in this shop. So we can have 2 arguments, the item number, the item name, as well as the shop which is being sold. Let me share it back and have another argument again. Now we'll use the sum. Now what we need to do is we need to sum the number of employees who are working or the salary of the employees who are working as a full-time. So what I would say is equal to sum if, I'll open the bracket, what is our range? Our range is here, comma, what is our criteria? Our criteria is full-time, so comma, sum range, maybe here, salary, close the bracket, enter. So we can see that the salary for people who are full-time or working as full-time is 24,257,883. If I double-click myself, you can also see that the salary for half-time contract and hourly based employees is listed here. So we can really use this formula, and it will help us in shortening our work tremendously. So you can see that how easy it has made now. We found out that the salary for employees working as full-time, we can even go it further. And we could say, find the salary who are working as full-time, but whose job rating is 4 or 5, 3, 2, 1, and so on and so forth. So we can take the criteria as large as we want, maybe as large as 30 criteria, although it becomes cumbersome in many instances. But we can expand the criteria and make our calculations further. Thank you. See you next time.